Hello and welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. Yes, we have. I will have to first start off this particular daily cricket show with a lot of cricket definitely there, but unfortunately, I'll have to start off with the sad news of the passing of one famous cricketer from New Zealand. His name was Bevan Congdon, who was a very good player. He captained New Zealand. He, in fact, took them to their first ever Test win over Australia. Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 80, at the age of 79 in Auckland after a long bout of illness. Now, I was talking about Bevan Congdon just to give you a glimpse of what Bevan Congdon did. He played. He started his career in the year 1965, and he played 61 tests for 13 years. He scored 3,448 runs, and he had 700s, and he had 200s in one test match against England at Trent Bridge and Lords. And also, he was admired for his bravery. One would remember that Congdon was actually hit on the face by a John Snow bouncer against England, and he recovered. He battled on, he really showed a lot of pluck there, and also he also played against Australia in 1974 in a test in Christchurch, where he also could bowl as well. So he took two important wickets, that of Craig Chappell and Rodney Marsh, against Australia. And also he had a good record in ODIs as well. Probably didn't play a lot of ODI matches, but still he had an average of 56.33. So Bevan Congdon passed away, so that's the reason I wanted to start off with this sad news. But after that, so what we have today as far as cricket is concerned is pretty exciting. One is South Africa. Okay, let's start off with Sri Lanka, as was expected, as I've been telling this time and again on this cricket show, that this match might last, is not going to go the full distance. It was absolutely proved, because on the third day itself, the game was all done and dusted. Sri Lanka pushed the total to 226, they're setting 330 runs for victory. Bangladesh had absolutely no answer. Akila Dhananjaya, on his debut, went on to clean up 5 wickets, and his maiden 5-wicket haul, and also registered the best ever analysis by a Sri Lankan bowler in Test cricket on Test debut, beating Ajantha Mendis, who had taken probably 8 wickets against India, in my opinion, when India were really caught against that carom ball that Ajantha Mendis invented. But here, so it was writing on the wall, according to me, and I'm not even a bit surprised that Sri Lanka went on to win the match by a big margin of 215 runs on a wicket which was a rank turner right for the last 3 days, just the 3 days when cricket was played here in this particular pitch at Dhaka. The other match, Australia have already reached the finals of the Trans Tasman Trophy when they beat England in the third match of the T20 match in the Trans Tasman Trophy. They won the match by 7 wickets. What a victory for them. In fact, they won by 7 wickets. This was the last match which was played in Australia. Now they go on to the Tasman territory, Trans Tasman, as you know. So they would cross over to New Zealand to play the remaining matches. So now Australia would be definitely have already etched their name into the Trans Tasman Trophy T20 finals, and now the battle will be between the host New Zealand and England, who would battle it out to go and face Australia in the finals of the Trans Tasman Trophy. And also, as far as India, as you know, India were on an absolute roll. They were probably looking out for the maiden ODI series win in South Africa. Well, they still have a chance. They had secured at 3-0, and now the scoreline reads 4-1 after the match was truncated due to rain, and it was a target of 202 runs to get in the 28 overs. But South Africa definitely showed a lot of gumption and especially the challenge happened to be with the spinners. But India also will be blamed for it, because India were looking very good when Dhawan made a century in his 100th ODI, and also Virat Kohli made 75. They were in the driver's seat, one as we call it in cricket. They were in a driver's seat, dictating terms and probably expecting a score of excess of 320 or 330 odd. But unfortunate 178 for 1. The South African bowlers, after that break of lightning, came back with lightning speed and went on to restrict the Indians to 89. And in the end, there was some big hitting coming from a little known player from South Africa, the wicketkeeper batsman, who took away the man of the match with a sterling innings, I thought, under the circumstances, of 43 of just 27 deliveries, unbeaten at that, 5 fours and 1 6, and Feluquayev smoked it all across the park with 23 of just 5 deliveries, 1 4 and 3 sixes. The winning hit was a 6, and also the one good thing, the victory that South Africa had definitely keeps South Africa definitely in the hunt. But India have still 2 more matches to go and actually beat South Africa and register their maiden series win on South African soil in ODIs. But one thing that I will say, the wrist spinners who were really haunting the Indian wrist spinners, Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal, who were really haunting the South Africans today, were given a real bashing by the South African batsmen. So basically I would say they tamed the Indian wrist spinners, who had taken 21 out of the 28 wickets fallen in the previous 3 ODIs. But in the 4th ODI, it was a totally different picture. As if you look at the bowling of they were slammed today. In fact, Kuldeep Yadav, if you look at the bowling card there, it was simply slamming, I would say, because it is almost 119 runs was leaked by Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal in 11 overs. One probably feels A.B. de Villiers' presence in the team has really helped matters, because probably he had given us the tips, and that was to really go charged up and attack the Indian wrist spinners to really put them down to the ground, and that's what they precisely did. So wonderful job. South Africa deserved to win, and now the scoreline reached 3-1. So today, as we're taking a lot of time here, it's all going to be no nitty-gritties here. I'm going to be just getting into the very significant moments, and just going to cover some good features of this particular match. So first, we head towards the Sri Lanka-Bangladesh game, where, as I was telling, the writing was on the wall. The match could actually finish in 3 days on a ranked turning pitch, and that's what precisely happened. And so today, Sri Lanka carried on from their overnight score with Lakmal making 21 with 4 boundaries, Herat duck, but Roshan Silva, what an innings from him. In fact, he was the player of the match and the player of the series, and I think it was a good discovery for Sri Lanka in this particular test match, in this particular test series. According to me, the discovery is Roshan Silva, who has great match temperament, tremendous technique, test batting technique, and that's what he precisely did. He was not out on 70 with 10 fours, and Sri Lankans were all out for 226 all out, thus setting Bangladesh 329 for victory. One always knew the writing was on the wall. Mehdi Hasan Miraj 2 for 37, Taijul Islam 4 for 76, 3 for 49, Mustafa Zoor 1 for 60 for Abdul Razak. Bangladesh second innings, it started off with, and as I rightly said, Dhananjaya was the big threat because of the way he would turn the ball. Tamim Iqbal was the first wicket, LBW bowled Pereira for 2. Imrul Case was caught behind by, in fact, Imrul Case had just hit a 6 of the bowling of Herat. It was a mighty 6 that Imrul Case hit, but the very next ball, Herat the master, got a slider in, and Imrul Case inside edge went into Dikwala's hands behind the stumps. He was gone for 17 with 1 4 and 1 6. Mominul Haq briefly prospered for 33 with 3 boundaries. Another Herat victim, and it was Herat and Akila Dhananjaya doing immense damage as expected. So all the wickets were taken by the spinners, as you know, with Mominul Haq making 33, 3 fours. Mushfiqur Rahim was trying to leave the pitch to have a go at Herath, and in the process was stumped by Dikwala for 25 with 4 boundaries. Litan Das, and after that it was a Dhananjaya. Once Herath came and picked up first, Pereira picked up first wicket, 3 wickets to Rangana Herath, and Dhananjaya joined the show to just go there and pick up 6 wickets on the trot. As Litan Das was out for to Dhananjaya for 12, Mahmudullah was out for Dhananjaya for 6, Sabir Rahman for 1, Mehdi Hassan Miraz for 7, inclusive of a good 6 that he hit of Dhananjaya, and Abdul Razzaq for 2, and Dhananjaya picked up 8 wickets. As I said, the best analysis by a Sri Lankan bowler on debut in Test cricket, and Dhananjaya picked up his maiden 5-wicket haul in Test cricket as well. And Taijul Islam was out for 6, Musawwir was not for 5. It was all over. The Bangladesh innings folded for 123. Thus, as you know, this was a 2-test series. Sri Lanka winning the test series 1-0. They came close, as you know, and then Bangladesh saved the first test match, as we remember. Lakmal none for 11, but 1 for 30 for Pereira, 4 for 49 for Rangana Herath, the master, who also, in the annals of test history, has become the highest wicket taker as a left-arm spinner. And not only as left-arm spinner, as a left-arm bowler, because he broke the record of the former Pakistani ace pace bowler Wasim Akram, who had taken 414 wickets. Rangana Herath has gone to 415, and what a proud moment for him, and definitely deserves all the kudos that one could give to him, because he has been a sort of a real sort of a bowler to whom Sri Lanka could have always looked up to give them their wickets. Akila Dhananjaya, tremendous debut for him. 5 overs, 124 runs and 5 wickets. Yes, it definitely helped that he got a pitch which was absolutely to his liking, because the ball was turning square. So it's all done and dusted. So the test series between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh ending with Sri Lanka winning the series 1-0. And congratulations to them. And also congratulations to the new coach, Chandika Hatrasinghe, who has not only taken this series now, also the tri-series between Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Zimbabwe ended with Sri Lanka lifting the tri-series as well. So it has been a great start for the Sri Lankan coach Chandika Hatrasinghe, and also looks like the Sri Lankan fortunes are turning for the better. Well, from here, let's head on to the third match of the Trans Tasman Trophy. As I said, the T20 match which was played between England and Australia. England batted first, and today they put on 137 for 7. Again, by any standards, it was not a good score against the Aussies. And for the Aussies today, it was Kane Richardson who was on the money today. 4 overs, 3 for 33. He picked up some early wickets of he picked up Jason Roy's wicket, and then came in and picked up Butler and Willie's wicket as well. So, but Richardson was looking good. He was sharp in his bowling. Stanley was hitting the deck hard, was getting the ball to zip away beautifully, zip in too. And everyone, Stoinis contributed. If you look at the bowling figures, there was some very good bowling from the Aussie bowlers. Richardson 4 overs, 3 for 33. Stanley 2 for 28 of 4. Stoinis was very impressive, 4 overs for 18. Andy Ty 4 overs, 1 for 29, mixing up those knuckled balls of his. Ashton Agar also bowled well, 4 overs, 1 for 27. There's some good fielding also from the Aussies, as I said. In fact, Jason Roy made 8 of 7 deliveries, 1-4. Hales was out to a wonderful catch by Finch. The ball was actually going away from him. Finch had to run backwards, and then he kept his eye on the ball and took a marvellous catch. So Hales was out for 3. David Mallon could not go the distance today. He was run out by Warner. Another brilliant throw from Warner, forcing Mallon to try to reach his skin. He challenged Warner, and Warner accepted the challenge and threw down the stumps. Bullseye. He was gone for 10. Run out for 10 of as many balls with 1-4. And then Vincent Butler slowly started steadying the English ship by slowly getting it through the troubled waters. From 34, they pushed on the score to 70. And that was the time. There was one more wicket which went. It was Andy Ty coming into the act here and picking up the wicket of James Wins for 21 of as many balls when the score read 70 for 4. Butler was joined in by Billings. Billings played a few good strokes. At the other end, Josh Butler was doing a fine job. And once again, we had a better partnership now of 43 runs. between Billings. Billings looked impressive according to me today, but Stanley nipped his wicket for 29 of 23 deliveries, 4 fours and 1 6. Willie was out for 10 of 6 deliveries with 2 boundaries to the bowling of Richardson. John was not out on 1. Butler was the last man out in the final over of the final ball when Ashton Agar took a very good catch of the bowling of Richardson as Butler went on his way. 46 of 49 deliveries, 3 fours and 137 for 7 was the score. And I can tell you the Melbourne pitch today was definitely much pacier than Hobart, and the Englishmen definitely found it out to be. As far as the Australians were concerned, once again the problems started as far as the Aussie captain David Warner was concerned. Warner once again nipped up by David Willey behind the stumps. Butler picking up his catch behind the stumps of Willey, and David Warner definitely is under severe pressure here because he has been really not really contributing to the to Aussies, but definitely he has captained the team well, and now they are in the Trans Tasman finals. And in fact, one did not see Aaron Finch, even though he came into the game. He was given the number 3 spot today, and DRC Short, who has been doing very well hitting with the bat, was there. And Darcy Short today had a bit of sort of curb his natural instinct after David Warner departed. Chris Lynn came in, and initially he had a bit of a problem, but then as you know, Chris Lynn likes to play his strokes. That's what he did. He indulged himself in making 31 of 19 deliveries, 4 fours and 2 sixes. Glenn Maxwell pasted 39 of 26 with 3 fours and 2 sixes. They all went high, and especially at Melbourne to hit those big sixes really took a lot of guts, and I thought they did very well. DRC Short was still there. Aaron Finch came in, and he decided to smoke 20 runs of just 5 deliveries, which include 2 fours and 2 sixes. The winning hit was also a magnificent 6 of the bowling of David Willey when he swung him into the cow corner, and it was DRC Short was not out on 36 of 33 deliveries, 3 fours, 1 6. Finch was not out on 20. Game over. Australia sailing into the Trans Tasman Trophy finals, and this will be played in New Zealand. 138 for 3, winning the match by 7 wickets. Willie 3.3 overs, no more than 1 for 30, got a bit of tap today. Tom Curran disappeared for 23 of his 2. Jordan 3 overs, went for 26 with 2 wickets to show besides his name. Adil Rashid for once received a tap from the Aussie batsman today. 4 overs, none for 34, with Adil Rashid sailing for 6s from the batsman's blades. And Liam Dawson was manhandled, 2 overs, none for 23, and the man of the match going to Kane Richardson for his very good spell against the English batsman. So that is as far as this particular match is concerned. Now, a very quick peek at the India versus South Africa game. As far as India were concerned, India made 289 for 7 batting first. Rohit Sharma continued his woes as he was once again claimed for the 6th time on this tour of South Africa by Kagiso Rabada. He was out for 5. Shikhar Dhawan and Virat Kohli were the ones who really mastered the South African bowlers, and India were in the driver's seat. Shikhar Dhawan went on to hit a century in his 100th ODI, 109 of 105 deliveries, 10 fours and 2 sixes, and Shikhar Dhawan has been the most consistent player in this tournament, no doubt about it, in this particular ODI series, and he truly deserved that century. Virat Kohli went on to make 75 of 83 balls in only the way that he normally does, and I can tell you for a fact that it was a marvelous partnership. 158 runs partnership between Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan, really taking this Indian innings along. But once after that break, that lightning break which came in, which really ruined things for India, South Africa came back into the game big time, and they started snapping up the wickets. Dhawan was out for Morkel, Kohli fell to Morris, Ajinkya Rahane fell to Nigidi, Iyer, who came in today in place of Deepak Jadhav, 18 of 21 deliveries, 2 fours. Dhoni tried to do, but I thought full credit to the South African bowlers of giving only 89 runs in the last 10 overs. I mean, the 15 probably in the not even 18, I think it was much lesser than that. Not out 42. Dhoni was still there in the end 43, but he could not force the pace. 43 fours, 1 6. Good bowling for the South Africans. Pandya was out for 9. Pandya was brilliantly caught, a real screamer of a catch taken by Markram, and he put his hands in over his head and tried to pluck a catch which was going. The ball was going, which very ferociously by Pandya, but Markram picked it out beautifully. And Molly Monk, I'm not going to the bowling figures instead of because of the lack of time today, but I will definitely talk about the South African innings today. Henry Klaasen, he really showed some real class, and he showed that he can be an aggressive player for South Africa. What a wicketkeeper batsman he is. I mean, he was a real marvel to look at because he went after the Indian spinners. Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal were definitely at a loss to know what's happening. Henry Klaasen, I think this batsman, after looking at the way he played, taking the man of the match award with his 43 of just 27 Ws, 5 fours and 1 6, really showed that. Let me also tell you that it was this match was decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method because of the runs. The overs were truncated due to rain. 28 overs and 202 to get, and South Africa got 207 for 5. Henry Klaasen, what an impressive knock from him today. He played some reverse sweeps, some reverse shots. I mean, he did all the things that were needed. Henry Klaasen looked to be a real talent. 43 of 27, that's 5 fours, 1 6. And Felukwayo was sent in ahead of Morris, and he really proved why he was sent in ahead of Morris. He just went there, he was very casual, and he hit some big hits. Unbeaten 23 of just 5 Ws, 11. He biffed 23 of just 5 Ws, 1 4 and 3 6s. The winning hit being a monster 6 of the bowling of Chahal, I suppose. Yes, it was. And today Markram made 22, Amla 33, Duminy 10, De Villiers 26. I'm not going to go into the details. And as I said, the Indian bowling today, every time it has been the Indian wrist spinners who have been having a stranglehold on the South Africans, but today it was not to be. Chahal 5.3 overs, no made in 1 for 68, given a bitter lesson and he also bowled a lot of no balls, which is not acceptable according to me. Kuldeep Yadav 6 overs was rammed for 51 with 2 wickets, and the way Andrew Felukwayo not even settling down and sending Kuldeep Yadav scurrying over the fence was a real treat to watch. Really takes a lot of real skill to do that. Andy Felukwayo looked pretty dangerous to me. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was a pleasure bringing you this daily cricket show, and really I had to really accelerate things because of time here. Hope you all loved this cricket show of mine. With more to come, this is your host Ram signing off for the day. Thank you.